Today we're going to talk about program eligibility in the SFSP program. Break for a Plate summer program, you will find information on how to determine the eligibility of a sponsor, how to determine the eligibility of a child, and the different kinds of summer food service program sites. There are several resources that can be found on Break for a Plate. Sponsor eligibility types of organizations. Let's dive a little deeper into the different types of organizations that can participate in SFSP. Public or nonprofit private school food authorities, public or nonprofit private residential summer camps, units of local, municipal, county, or state governments, public or private nonprofit colleges or universities, which are currently participating in the National Youth Sports Program, and also private nonprofit organizations as defined on 225.2 as determined annually. Let's recap sponsor responsibilities. A sponsor must be able to demonstrate financial viability, administrative capability, and program accountability, BCA. Sponsor must also not be seriously deficient, serve low-income children, conduct a nonprofit food service, provide year-round service in the community, exercise management control over sites, competitively procure food, and maintain all documents for 3 years plus the current year. Sponsors can also participate in other child nutrition programs, such as the National School Lunch Program, the Seamless Summer Option, which is only for school food authorities, as well as Special Milk Program. A sponsor can participate in CACFP, which is the Child and Adult Care Food Program, at risk after school or family daycare homes, as long as they meet the federal requirements. So let's talk about the private nonprofit sponsors. They must provide current 501c3 or other nonprofit documentation. For example, a church could provide articles of incorporation to demonstrate the tax status. Existing sponsors or returning sponsors are those who have participated in the previous year. Child eligibility. Children who participate in the SFSP program who can be served meals must be children 18 and under or persons over 18 years of age who are determined by a state educational agency or a local public educational agency of a state to be mentally or physically disabled and who participate in a public or nonprofit private school program established for the mentally or physically disabled. Sponsors can have several facilities with different site types. Here is a list of different site types. An open site, which serves to all children 18 and under, first come, first serve. A restricted open site is service to children which is restricted or limited is placed on the number of children either for space, security, safety, or control. A closed enrolled site is service to only children enrolled or an identified group of children as opposed to open to the entire community. Now, campsites can be residential, which is 24-hour service to children, or non-residential, a place only enrolled children can attend for the day, and only the children eligible for those who meet free and reduced criteria by income eligibility forms. Now, once you determine your site types, you also need to determine the site classification. A site means a physical location in which a sponsor provides a food service for children at which children consume meals in a supervised setting. Sightings are classified as either rural or urban. Rural means any area in a county which is not a part of a metropolitan statistical area. These sites receive higher reimbursement rates. This is captured on the online application provided by USDA FNS Rural Designation Site Tool. The link is provided. Urban means the area is located within a part of a metropolitan statistical area. These sites will receive a lower reimbursement rate. Let's dive a little deeper into the rural designation. Rural can also mean any area classified as a non-metropolitan area based on USDA's Economic Research Services Rural-Urban Continuum Codes and Urban Influence Codes. Or any census tract classified as a non-metropolitan area based on USDA Economic Research Services Rural-Urban Commuting Area Codes. Any area of a metropolitan statistical area which is not part of a Census Bureau defined urban area. Any area of a state which is not part of an urban area as determined by the Secretary. Classification. Site means a physical location in which a sponsor provides a food service for children at which children consume meals in a supervised setting. Sites are classified as rural or urban. Rural means any subsequent substitution or update of the aforementioned classification schemes that federal governing bodies create, or any pocket within a metropolitan statistical area which, at the option of the state agency and with FNS RO approval, is determined to be rural in character based on other data sources. Urban means the area is located within part of a metropolitan statistical area. These sites will receive a lower reimbursement rate. Now, site eligibility. The following slide gives the information for site eligibility for each type of site. For an example, school data information can be used to establish site eligibility for open site and restricted open site. Area eligibility data can also be used to designate open sites and restricted open sites. Your average census tract, which is your capacity builder, can also designate open sites and restricted open sites. If you are a CEP district, and this is for school, food authorities, your community eligibility provision can also help determine open sites and restricted open sites. And that information is based upon your direct certification times the 1.6 multiplier. And remember, for a site to be eligible, you have to at least have 50% of free and reduced students to participate. If it is a closed enroll site or a campsite, income eligibility forms must be used annually to verify or confirm the site's eligibility. Once a site's eligibility has been determined, this information is valid for 5 years. After this time frame, documentation must be resubmitted to determine the site. If you have any questions, please feel free to send in this email at sun@alsde.edu. Thank you.